as for TV shows, I feel like television, there's too many shows. Like, literally, there's just too many shows. I feel like somebody is throwing daggone painkillers in your mouth constantly, because it's a headache sometimes. To me, in my personal self, it's a headache because there's just way too many shows. I mean, every time I look a corner, this is only when I see television. I don't watch a lot of TV, but when I do, like, go to the hospital or waiting room or whatever, and I sit there or got my hair cut, I go watch TV, and there's too many shows popping up. At my time period, television shows came in seasons. In the fall and winter, you had really good shows from the fall and winter. And most of those shows end at the fall and winter. Then you have spring. And then summer shows are in between. Not a lot of new shows come in the summertime, but just a speck. But spring, there's some shows showing up. And then summer is a little less because a lot of people are on vacation and everybody's going out. Nobody doesn't stay home in the summertime. People might be working, going to college, whatever. So a lot of shows didn't pop out a lot during the summertime, not heavily. But in the winter and fall, it was very heavenly because they know a lot of people are going to stay indoors. A lot of people are not going to go out very much because it's cold and wet and da-da-da. So that's why I say it's just too much. And all year round, there are new shows popping gazillion everywhere. I mean, boom, 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 boom. There's just shows after shows after shows all year round. Like, god dang. And the sad part, most shows don't even done their finale, finish their final season. Most shows get cut off because of the ratings. I think it's just over too much TV shows in the system. It's just too much. It's just too much. The reason why Netflix and other stream, I don't know what you call it, movies or whatever, is very popular, because you can just pick a show. You can pick. It's not thrown in your face constantly. And most of them have final seasons. Most of them may have to pick up a little bit because, you know, Netflix and other places are just like television. They want to see how many views. Even if it's not a lot of views, they still, say like maybe we'll say like maybe 50,000 people are watching one show. Netflix is like, okay, 50,000 people are watching this. Let's keep doing it. Or it's say 1 million, right? 1 million people are watching this show on Netflix. Netflix say, well, there's 1 million people. Let's keep it going because you never know. It might expand to 2 million, to 3 million. It might get more and more and more. Like I was reading an article, The Irishman had like 24 million people watching it. I even saw it. I thought it was really good. But I kind of walk away almost the very end of the movie because it was boring. It was interesting, but it was boring. But it was a really good movie. I didn't finish watching the whole thing. Probably like right when it's about to end, I just left because I was bored and I was about to fall asleep. But it was a good movie. But anyway, but the Netflix and other stuff like that, they don't cut it off because they don't have to hit a mark when it comes to television. Television has to hit a rating mark. I don't know what the heck the rating mark is, but there are some shows that are so good, and it pisses off a lot of people when they cut it off. They like, you got to be kidding me. This is a show I can really get into, and they cut it off because they didn't hit their quota. Well, see, that's another reason why television is failing. But people like Jasmine, it is a business. Yes, true. It is a business. But still, if you don't want television to be fall behind, just leave it alone. Leave it alone. I forgot. My father told me there was some show. It started with a letter F. I think it's called Fuzz or Fizz or something. I don't know. But it was some type of show that he saw one night. And he did some research, and this one show did not have none. Now, maybe a little bit of ratings, but not a lot. But it was the longest show running for 15 years. And nobody never heard of it. Like I said, I can't remember. But it started with a letter F. I think it's called Fuzzy Fuzz or Fertles or something like that. But nobody never heard of it. Nobody never heard of it. So, I think it's so funny. But my point is, somebody who was rich was paying that production and all those people, because obviously somebody was watching the show. But my thing is that television is falling behind because they keep on cutting shows off, especially the ones that are very interesting and good. But you might have noticed there are certain shows they do keep on for a long period of time, and people don't even watch them, which is very interesting. There might be, correct me if I'm wrong, but there might be some shows that are not very popular, but they can last to like 15 seasons and nobody don't ever watch it. And there'd be one show where there's like a million something people and they cut it off on the third season, and people are like, what the fuck, you know? But that's just how television is. See, television, think about money. And I understand it's a business, but they didn't really think things through about television, you know? But the news also, people know that new anchors and journalists, if they step over their boundaries, they will lose their job. And nobody don't want nobody to lose their job because they got bills, they got a family, they got stuff they have to pay for. So they have to live in what they say a chokehold mass or mouth. I forgot what it's called, but you're choked. You can't not say much. You can only say what's scripted and what's written, but you cannot say too much. And that's very sad, and that's the reason why televisions fall behind. Television was real. It was in your face. It was honest, and it was all there. Now television is like a freaking safety net, and it's no longer real, and it's no longer honesty or blunt. It's safe. And that's the reason why they're falling behind. YouTube people, they don't care. There is no boundaries when it comes to internet. And other social media, there is no boundary. Yes, there's rules and policies, and there's strict. But however, you have a free range to do whatever you want when it comes to speak your truth. Now, when it comes to reality shows, oh boy, I'm not a fan of reality shows. I feel, a lot of people tell me, they say most of these reality shows are scripted. Well, back in the time when I grew up, those reality shows were not scripted at all. They were raw, they were real. There were real people with real actions and real thoughts. Now, this era, reality shows are very boring. And sometimes they don't make any sense half of the time. And most of it, they just cringy to watch. For me, in my personal, I know a lot of people watch them, but in my personal, I just feel like reality shows are scripted. And maybe I could be wrong. Maybe some reality shows are not scripted at all. But the way I'm watching some of them, because my sister and my mom, some of my family members, they watch hip hop, Black Ink or Crew Ink, whatever it's called, and all those other, I don't even watch them, and I know exactly what's going on because they talk about it. But my point is, the reality shows are all scripted. They're not reality. And drama will come in different shapes and form. If reality shows want people to be more hooked and more interested in it, find personality. That's the reason why in my era, when it came to reality shows, was so good and so shocking was different personalities. Everybody had a unique personality, and that's the reason why the shows were so successful. But now, people are getting coached to act like this, talk like that, be like this. submit to yourself like that and da 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 da. You're telling a human being how to be a human being. That's not reality. That's being an avatar. You're actually being a avatar than being a human being. And that's why reality television shows are failing. But at the same time, they're not, because a lot of people watch them. So I come back with my part 3.